Namaste. From 5th August to 29th August, Mercury will remain retrograde. Retrograde Mercury is not always bad. For shallow people, it may cause certain troubles because shallow people never focus on their self growth. They are always focused on the outward. And so when Mercury goes retrograde, they get confused. But if you are an evolved soul, if you are taking efforts towards your self growth, then retrograde Mercury period is excellent period, and it gives you certain deep insights of the reality of life. And so in this podcast, I have talked briefly about retrograde Mercury and how this retrograde Mercury in Leo sign will impact all 12 moon signs. And in the end, I have shared a beautiful story. Please listen to that story as well. Because in that story also, the emperor finally realized the reality of this life. And so retrograde Mercury is a period when you come face to face with the truth, with the reality of life. Always remember, it is necessary to pause. Otherwise, whole life you are running. And when you are running, there is no time to focus on your self-growth. You are constantly running. After one desire is fulfilled, the other, and you are constantly running. And one day you drop down dead, and then somebody bury you, and then they write, "Rest in peace." But is that possible? Because when you are alive, you are never ready to rest. So after death, how will you rest in peace? Even after death, you are continuously seeking a new body, because still there are many more desires to be fulfilled. And this is how life after life, the birth cycle continues. And this is what we address as sansar. Sansar is like a cycle of birth and death, never ending, unless and until all your desires are done. Unless and until there is no desire left, unless and until there is no karmic balance left. And to come to this stage, you definitely need to pause. And that is what this retrograde Mercury period provides you with. But since the shallow person is not willing to stop, not willing to pause, because he's so much habitual that he knows only one thing, that he need to run. After one thing is acquired, run after the another. So for such people, the retrograde Mercury period becomes a frustrated period. But if you are an evolving soul, if you are an evolved soul, if you are taking efforts towards your self-growth, then this retrograde period of Mercury can actually bring certain deep insights in your life. And so let's begin with this podcast, and do listen to the beautiful story that I have shared at the end of this podcast. Retrograde Mercury is a wonderful state that enables you to rethink, revisit a certain aspect of your life and to do the necessary corrections, rectifications. And so now when Mercury goes retrograde from 5th August to 29th August, it is a perfect time for evolving souls and matured individuals to revisit and reanalyze certain aspects of life, such as past life events, relationship breakups that happened a few months ago, specific project work, specific matters connected to finances, children, or business as such. From 5th August, the rains in India will also slow down, and from 15th August, we would experience a moderate rainfall. The retrograde Mercury period starting from 5th August is a perfect time to work out a strategy or to revisit an existing strategy and make necessary modifications. It is also a perfect time to revisit a specific policy. Mercury retrograde period is often seen as a horrible time. However, you need to understand that it is because Mercury goes retrograde that you get time to introspect. And introspection is possible only when you come across certain shocks of life or certain shortcomings. Every adversity and challenging times make you more wiser. And so to all my close followers, I appeal, do not fear retrograde Mercury, because it is during this wonderful period of retrograde Mercury that you get to see the real face of people around you. It is during the phase of retrograde Mercury that you are able to uncover many secrets of life. It is during the phase of retrograde Mercury period that you are able to see things as they are, meaning you come face to face with the reality of life. And so all the disruption and slowdown caused by retrograde Mercury is actually a golden opportunity to pause. You should understand the power of pause. Mindfulness is a pause, the space between stimulus and response. That's where the choice lies. Mindfulness allows you to take a moment to stop and think before reacting to a situation. When something happens, instead of immediately responding out of habit or emotion, mindfulness gives you a brief moment to consider your response. This pause provides the opportunity to make a thoughtful choice rather than an automatic reaction. This space is where you have the freedom to choose how you want to respond. Retrograde Mercury offers you this space where you have the freedom to choose how you want to respond. Reacting is the nature of the mind. A shallow person is very quick to react. A shallow person will quickly react to a video or a post by posting an offensive comment, and in this process, he will expose his or her stupidity to the whole world. However, a wise person will never react. He will pause, he will evaluate, and then if he really thinks that it is worth mentioning, then and only then he will respond. And so there is a difference between the reacting and responding. When Mercury is not retrograde, people tend to react a lot. But when Mercury goes retrograde, people get the necessary space and situation that makes them mindful, and thus they respond and not react. Reaction is instant. Respond is thoughtful. Always remember the difference. Leo is a sign of creativity. Sun rules over Leo, and without Sun, this universe would have been dead. And so the entire universe is alive because of Sun. All the creations of this universe is based on the Almighty Sun. And that is why you should always chant the 12 Surya mantras and also do the 12 Surya Namaskar exercise every day if you want to stay fit and you want to empower your creativity. Always remember, you have come in this human form with a specific destiny. You have something to fulfill, some message has to be delivered, some work has to be completed. You are not here accidentally, you are here meaningfully. There is a purpose behind you. The universe intends to do something through you. And so at the very core of creation, the fifth house, Leo sign, is ruled by the Almighty Sun, Surya Dev. In Sanskrit language, Aditya is another name for sun. And so now as Mercury goes retrograde in Leo, it opens up a window for all creative people to pause and introspect, so that if there are any loopholes or shortcomings in their work, then they can rectify it, as well as they can also enhance their creative work by adding some new elements and new ideas to it. And so now in this podcast, I will quickly walk through the general impact of retrograde Mercury on all 12 moon signs. Aries natives will get the rare opportunity to reevaluate their relation with children. If you are single, then this is the time to introspect on the kind of partner you want in your life. This is also a time to analyze your investments and make necessary corrections. Be cautious while communicating with your children or a relationship partner. Be loud and clear in your communication so that you are not misunderstood by others. Avoid buying new TV during this period. Taurus natives will get the rare opportunity to reevaluate their relation with mother and dear ones. You may also get the space to rethink about your home renovation as well as getting your vehicle in good shape. If you have been missing your family, then this is the time to reconnect and enjoy happy moments with them. This period specifically provides you the space and time to spend with your dear ones. Avoid buying home furniture during this period. Gemini natives will get the rare opportunity to re-evaluate your communication style. You will get the necessary space and time to make corrections in your way of communication. And so if you are in a customer facing role, then this period may give you certain challenging experiences that would help you to learn certain lessons of life. Travel delays, misunderstandings with siblings or neighbors is possible, and so stay cautious and be loud and clear in your communication. Avoid buying new mobile phones during this period. Cancer natives will get the rare opportunity to reevaluate financial strategies and current material possessions. You may recover lost items or money during this period. This is also a perfect time to revisit your diet plan and to start focusing on your food intake. You will become more conscious about money and health during this period. Avoid buying jewelry and expensive gadgets during this period. If you want to buy new glasses, then please wait and buy after 1st September. Leo natives will get the rare opportunity to work on your personality makeover. You will become conscious of your image in the society, and you would start working towards sharpening and enhancing your social image. It is possible that you may indulge in self-criticism. Self-criticism is the act of evaluating and judging one's own behavior, one's own performance or qualities with a critical perspective. And so be soft on yourself. Nobody is perfect in this universe. Avoid buying new clothes during this period. Virgo natives will get the rare opportunity to revisit past spiritual practices. During this period, you will be able to get enhanced inner reflection. You will get the perfect time to spend with yourself in solitude. Avoid long travels during this period. Delays in flight and problems during long travels is evident during this period. Stay safe and use this beautiful time to reinvent yourself by diving deep into yourself and spending more time in introspection. Some of you may come across certain dreams, but do not misinterpret them. Stay connected with the reality of life. Avoid buying new mattresses during this time. Libra natives will get the rare opportunity to reconnect with old friends and social networks. This period will give you the time and space for revisiting and resolving past social issues. This is a good time to reconnect with your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend if they are available and still interested in you. When communicating with your friends and posting on social media, just be aware that you don't attract problems and litigations. During this time, you should avoid buying new car or new bike. Wait till 29th August because by then, Mercury will become direct. Scorpio natives will get the rare opportunity to reevaluate career goals and professional plans. You will get the opportunities to refine your work-related strategies. Progress at workplace may slow down, but this slowdown is simply to give you an opportunity to re-strategize and to discover certain loopholes and shortcomings that you could now fix and thereby make your business more efficient and profitable in the days to come. Avoid buying or renting new office space until Mercury goes direct on August 29. Sagittarius natives will get a rare opportunity to revisit past learning. You will contemplate on the teachings of your guru. If you don't have a guru, then you will start searching for the guru. Long travel trips may cause certain troubles. Try to avoid long travel trips during this period. Be careful with legal matters if you are fighting a legal case. If you are a student, then avoid being overconfident. Stay realistic. Do not buy any long travel vacation packages during this time and be respectful and kind towards elderly people. Capricorn natives will get rare opportunity to reflect on joint finances and investments and thereby gain new insights. This is excellent period for financial planning and debt resolution. Be careful when it comes to paying your taxes. If there is a matter connected to inheritances, then it may consume much of your energy in resolving the matters connected to your ancestor property. During this time, avoid taking any new loans or new credit cards. Aquarius natives will get a rare opportunity to reassess their personal relationship and partnerships. Some of you may even get opportunities to resolve past relationship issues. If you are unmarried and you had made a decision to never get married, then now you will again revisit your decision and you will start thinking towards getting married. If you are married, then be aware of miscommunication with partners and potential relationship misunderstandings. During this time, do not make any new business partnership deals. Pisces natives will get a rare opportunity to revisit and improve health habits. You will become more focused towards your health and daily routines. This is a perfect time to rejoin a fitness club and restart with physical exercise. Be aware of miscommunication at workplace and potential disruptions in daily routines. If you don't exercise daily, then health issues may resurface. During this period, avoid buying electronic products. Overall, retrograde Mercury period provides you all with the rare opportunity to pause and rethink over your past actions and past decisions. It is a time when all your illusions and myths are torn apart and you come face to face with the reality of life. It is a time when your ego gets a break, and in the absence of ego, you realize the ultimate truth. That reminds me of a beautiful, insightful story of a man who became Chakrawarti. In India, it is believed that if somebody can become the emperor of the whole world, he is called a Chakrawarti. This man, of whom I am going to tell you the story, became the Chakrawarti. It is said that when a Chakrawarti dies, because a Chakrawarti happens only one in thousands of years, he is a rare being. When he dies, he is received in heaven with great rejoicings and he is taken to a special place. In Jainism, it is believed that there is a parallel mountain to the Himalayas. The Himalayas are just made of rocks and earth and ice. The parallel Himalayas in heaven is called Sumeru. Sumeru means the ultimate mountain. Nothing can be higher than that. Nothing can be better than that. It is solid gold. Instead of rocks, there are diamonds and rubies and emeralds. When a Chakravarti dies, he is led to the Sumeru mountain to engrave his name on it. That is a rare opportunity that happens only once in thousands of years. Of course, this man was immensely excited that he was going to write his name on Sumeru mountain. That is the ultimate catalogue of all the great ones that have been, and will also be the catalogue of all the great ones who are going to be. This emperor was becoming party to a lineage of supermen. The gatekeeper gave him the instruments to engrave his name on the Sumeru mountain. He wanted a few of his men who had committed suicide just because their emperor was dying. They could not think of living without him. His wife, his prime minister, his commander-in-chief, all the great people who were around him, they all had committed suicide. So they had come with him. The emperor wanted the gatekeeper to let them all come to see him engrave his name. Because what is the joy if you go alone and engrave your name and nobody is there even to see? Because the real joy is that the whole world should see. The gatekeeper said, "You listen to my advice, because this is my inherited profession. My father was a gatekeeper. His father was a gatekeeper. For centuries we have been gatekeepers to the Sumeru mountain. Listen to my advice. Don't take them with you. Otherwise, you will repent." The emperor could not understand, but he could not even go against his advice, because what interest could that man have in preventing him? The gatekeeper said, "If you still want them to see, first go engrave your name, then come back and take them with you if you want. I have no objection even now if you want to take them, but just in case you decided not to, then there will be no place, no chance. They will be with you. You go alone. This was perfectly sane advice. The emperor said, "That's good. I will go alone. Engrave my name and come back, and will call you all." The gatekeeper said, "I am perfectly agreeable to that." The emperor went and he saw the Sumeru shining under thousands of suns. Because in heaven you cannot be so poor as to have just one sun. Thousands of suns and a golden mountain far bigger than the Himalayas. And the Himalayas are almost 2000 miles long. He could not open his eyes for a moment. It was so glaring there. And then he started looking for a space, the right space, but he was very much puzzled. There was no space. The whole mountain was engraved with names. He could not believe his eyes. For the first time he became aware what he was. Up to now he was thinking he was a Superman who happens once in thousands of years. But time has been from eternity. Even thousands of years didn't make any difference. So many Chakrawartis, so many emperors had happened already. There was no space on that biggest mountain in the whole universe where he could write his small name. He came back, and now he understood that the gatekeeper was right not to take his wife and his commander-in-chief and his prime minister and other intimate friends. It was good that they had not seen the situation. They would still believe that their emperor was a rare being. He took the gatekeeper inside and he said, "But there is no space." The gatekeeper said, "That's what I was telling you. What you have to do is to erase a few names and write down your name. That's what has been done. My whole life I have been seeing this done. My father used to say, this has been done. My father's father, none of my family have seen Sumeru empty or any space ever. Whenever a Chakrawarti has come, he had to erase a few names and write his own name. So this is not the whole history of the Chakrawartis. Many times it has been erased, many times it has been engraved. You just do your work, and then if you want to show your friends, you can bring them in." The emperor said, "No, I don't want to show them, and I don't want to even write my name. What is the point? Someday somebody will come and erase it. My whole life has become utterly meaningless. This was my only hope, that Sumeru, the golden mountain in the heavens, was going to have my name. For this I have lived, for this I have staked my life, for this I was ready to kill the whole world. And anybody else can erase my name and write his name. What is the point of writing it? I will not write it." The gatekeeper laughed. The emperor said, "Why are you laughing?" The gatekeeper said, "This is strange, because this too I have been hearing from my grandfathers, that Chakravartis come and seeing the whole story just turn their back, they don't write their names. You are not new. Anybody having a little intelligence would do the same. In this whole world, what can you gain? What can you take away with you? Your name, your prestige, your respectability, your money, your power. What? Your scholarship. You cannot take anything. Everything will have to be dropped here. This is how you come face to face with the reality of life, the ultimate truth, when Mercury goes retrograde. However, only evolving souls can truly benefit from the retrograde Mercury period, because they take efforts towards their self growth, because they focus on doing daily meditations and daily chanting, because they focus on listening more. The emperor also listened to the gatekeeper's advice. The gatekeeper had said to him, "You listen to my advice because this is my inherited profession. My father was a gatekeeper. His father was a gatekeeper. For centuries we have been gatekeepers to the Sumeru mountain. Listen to my advice. Don't take them with you. Otherwise you will repent." The emperor listened to his advice and later also thanked him, because had he taken the queen and his commander-in-chief and his prime minister and his intimate friends with him to the Sumeru mountain, then he would have been exposed. They would have realized that there have been hundreds of Chakrawartis before him. So the emperor was a wise person. He was willing to listen to the gatekeeper. I am also your gatekeeper. If you are listening to me, you are going to be all right. Think over it, because the season of retrograde Mercury is a time to think and rethink. Enough for now. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru.
ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।